Hi everybody, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. Alright, so I talked with my brother Adam, who is an expert mechanic, and showed him the last video, and he informed me that AC Delco spark plugs don't work as well as Motorcraft spark plugs in a Ford engine, which is something I was not aware of. So I think our first order of business today is going to be to switch back out the spark plugs after cleaning them, which we can do. And then we've got some more fuel hose. I got 30 feet of it, so should be able to go back and forth all over again if I need to. Hopefully won't have to. Hopefully that'll fit. It came with a lot of connection pieces. I just ordered these off of Amazon. Was a little pricey, but like 20 bucks for 10 feet of hose, but came with clamps, so that's not bad. After we get that done, we'll finish plumbing in the fuel line today. I think we can make that happen. And then we got the water hose on. It still looks decent. Should be able to plug the gas pump back on, which is this little guy right here. Just plug him back in there and that should turn that back on. And then check our fuel pressure at that point. Adjust it with this if we need to. Get it to, you know, maybe like 4, 5 psi. If we're feeling bold, maybe 6. Then do some cleaning and try and fire it off. And if we can fire it off, an oil change would be great. So let us see if we can get that done today. Now, hopefully changing out the spark plugs won't take too terribly long, but I'm getting to be pretty good at that, I think. So we'll change them out now for the 3rd time. Oh, you know what? Nope, need to clean them first. So basically my plan to clean these old spark plugs that we took out last time is going to be to kind of just hit them with a wire brush, and maybe either some brake cleaner or some super clean aerosol. Dissolves grease super easy, super fast. So we'll check that and see if it works. So basically we have the spark plug, and I'm just gonna kind of hit it with this wire brush. It's already kind of cleaning off some of that grime, just to get these all clean again. I'm normally not a fan of putting in old parts, but you know, we'll make it work. Especially old parts you've already taken out. Alright, that's looking much cleaner, so we'll just do that to all 8 of them. Alright, well looky here. Little brake cleaner, and whoops. You only need 7. A little brake cleaner and some elbow grease and a wire brush, and these puppies are looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and get them reinstalled into the engine. Since this is like the 18th time I've done this, I'm not going to go through it step by step, but you can watch me, see if I make a mistake. Just going to go 1 through 4 and then 5 through 8. So on this first one, just from being fired a few times, see it's already starting to get a little sooty. So I imagine the rest of them are going to look like that too. 1. I got all 8 of the spark plugs replaced. The ones in the back are no fun, and number 7 is really no fun because this oil sticky mabop is right here, so it's just not designed for a human being to be able to operate this. But that's okay. We got the Motorcraft ones back on. Here are the AC Delco ones from cylinders 1 through 8. As you can see, they all look pretty much the same. So at least if we're wrong, we're being consistent. And, you know, that says a lot. Okay, what am I doing next? On to the fuel line. Okay, so right now I'm attempting to get this piece of pipe that was part of the return freed. So maybe I can use it on this piece and connect it to my go out pipe or my go out hose for the fuel. But so far I have not been able to get this to cut off. I'm supposed to turn it a few times and then, you know, tighten it down. I might be at the tightness limit of this thing, I don't know. Because it's just not really tightening anymore. So if I can get that to kind of come off, we might have an ability to finish up this fuel. But if I can't, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So let's hope that I can do that. This, yeah. I mean, this should not be a solid chunk of metal. Why is this taking so long? Yeah. Yeah. It slowly I turn. Step. Ha! There you have it. A professionally cut pipe. Now, what do I do? Alright, well, flaring this end here, like the flare job worked out well, but it's still too small to be of use to me, so that's no bueno. So I wanted to see what was in this hose, and so I cut it, and it's like plastic, so I don't know why that is the way it is, but that's the way it is. So I don't know how to adapt that fitting, so I'm kind of stuck on this part for now. Well, here I am at the end of another day. All I pretty much got done was putting the old spark plugs back on. The fitting for the fuel line is plastic, and I have rubber, so I don't really know kind of how to get that in. I tried doing cutting the metal piece to try and get that to work in, but that hasn't happened, hasn't been able to work. I tried to fire off the engine, still getting a backfire, so now it's not even running for the 10 or 15 seconds that it used to be. And you know, to be honest with you, just kind of hitting the wall. Like, I am well beyond my knowledge of what to do next or how to do it, and it's kind of getting to me, and I don't really know like where to go next. I've tried playing with the timing, setting it, you know, top dead center for the distributor, setting it 5, 10, 15, 20 as best I can eyeball it, because I can't get it to run long enough. So I don't know. This is definitely the low point for me in the project, because I don't know where to go here, and it is pretty frustrating, and like I feel like I really got almost nothing accomplished all day, and yeah, so this is a tough portion of this little journey we're on. So I'm pretty down about it. So maybe I can get out here tomorrow and try and get some more stuff done. But yeah, so we'll see on that. But so far the air cleaner does look nice, and valve covers look good. So that's, I guess, where we're at this moment. Well, the fine folks over at Super Clean decided to send me some of their product to review. I've never used Super Clean before, but I do have a pretty dirty car, so I will give it a shot. Let's start first with the wheels. Alright, so according to the Super Clean all-wheel cleaner, the first step is to clean one wheel at a time. Check. Rinse it with cold water and apply the cleaner. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Alright, now you're supposed to let it sit for 30 seconds. If it's really dirty, agitate it with a brush. It does smell like a car wash though, so that's nice. And then after that, you should just be able to wipe it off. So I've rinsed it off, and you know, it's starting to look shiny again, so not bad for a 4-year-old tire that's been sitting in the dirt. Gonna give that a positive review. And in preparation for a hopeful oil change, let's see if we can't get some of this disgusting crap off of this oil pan, shall we? We'll be using Super Clean full strength because boy howdy, does that need it. It's got years of grime. Let's see how it works. Alright, first step is to spray the area. Alright, it's been on there a few minutes now. Let's see if we can't clean it up. Ooh. Well, I guess I don't have a chrome oil pan, but it is getting clean. Well, that's pretty clean. So I'm going to say that was also a success. So if you need a product to clean off some dirt and grime, Super Clean is a American company that tends to make a pretty good product there. Now back to your regular scheduled program. Yet another new day. Yes, dawn. Okay, so we've got a flashlight in there holding that open. Because right now we were able to get it to kick off and run for a few seconds. We may have had the distributor too far advanced, so we really turned it back this direction. But we're unfortunately hitting this little piece here. It won't turn anymore. So, but I think that's kind of closer to where it needs to be. And it was running a lot better when we did that. And then it died. And I think what's happening here is the engine is just getting filled with smoke. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little bit of smoke that's still coming out of it. So, I mean, that would obviously kill the engine if it can't get that out. And I'm not quite sure why that's happening. Getting real close to getting the fuel stuff all done, though I have hit a bit of a snag. So, haven't really had any developments since last time I filmed on this. I need to figure out how to get something to kind of go in there and then connect to a rubber hose. This rubber hose, and then I could turn that pump back on, but I don't really know how to make that happen, because if that would work, that'd be great, but I don't think I can clamp down on this guy and keep it on there. I need something to like hold it. So I don't know what to do on that part. My idea of kind of cutting this off and using it and flaring out the end like that, I don't think is going to work either, because like it's just like not enough. So I'm stuck there, and I also don't know why the engine isn't evacuating that smoke from it, which would probably be why it was backfiring. Well, that may have been because of the advanced timing. So still working on that, but like as you can see from the tailpipe area, it is dripping stuff, so that's good. Maybe when the engine was running for a few seconds, some smoke was coming out of this little guy here, which connects to the valve cover, which I think connects to the valve train. So there's a lot of smoke in there, then that would kind of choke off the engine and cause it to die. But why is there smoke in there? Okay, thought. So the car is an 84, so it has smog pump stuff on it. So maybe since we converted it to carburetor, that stuff is not opening to let the air out and fresh air in. Maybe. I mean, the smog pump is still hooked up, but maybe there's some sort of electronical thing that is not getting a signal to open up. I really just have no idea. So, still working on that. All right, let's see if we can get it to fire off for a few seconds. That didn't sound good. There's a little bit of a fire back there, but that's fine. I realize that I haven't really shown you guys the inside of this car yet, and it's a really pretty car. Like, you don't see cars made with this kind of character much anymore. So I kind of wanted to take you on a quick little tour here, if you would. So as you can see, the blinding sun is in front of us, but that's fine. We have our classic gauges that have the 55 circled. Now, if you ever see an older car, they'll always have the 55 circled like that, because that used to be, and I believe still is on the books, the law of the national speed limit for interstate highways. So, fun fact for you. The gauge goes up to 85, which is as fast as I would ever drive a car. And then you've got the steering wheel. This piece right here is something that is impossible to find. This car has never had this since I've had it, and I've been looking online for 4 years to try and locate it. So if you know of anyone or any place that has or sells steering wheel cinder pieces for 1984 Ford LTD Crown Victorias, let me know, because I would like to get one of those. There's also bench seats in the front and in the rear. And this one of the reasons I like this car so much is blue's my favorite color, and everything on this car is blue. The headliner does need to be replaced. That's going to be one of the things I want to do. But yeah, it's just it's a really pretty car, and even more so than that, driving it is like driving, it's like you're sitting on a couch and just riding on a cloud. And I know a lot of cars say that, but like the suspension in these older cars, it's like a boat. Like when you turn, it's like it's great. It's a lot of fun to drive, and I really hope at some point I can actually take you guys on a drive with it, which would be a lot of fun. Yeah, so that's the inside of the LTD. Needs a little bit of loving, but we're gonna get there. Alrighty, here we are at the end of the day. Still can't get her to run, and not really sure what else we can do on here. I mean, I still have the gas line to do. I can't really figure out how to get that in there the way it should be. And it seemed to also be like spurting out fire from the back of the carburetor, which I don't think is how the carburetor is supposed to work. So, and like I've just been reading, and it's like, you know, if you have an engine built for, you know, EFI and you change it to carb, like there's some problems you can have with that, So I tightened that down, and that seemed to get rid of that issue. But yeah, when you watch videos and shows of people who are working on cars and know what they're doing, it's really inspiring, but they have so much knowledge, like they really know what they're doing. And me as a lay person who doesn't really have that knowledge, it's really challenging to try and figure it out, because there's no like manual that I found, or a process. Like, I just have kind of a general idea, and that's not always good enough, I suppose. So it has been frustrating at parts, and it's been fun though. It's been a lot of fun to try and learn and do all of this, but I don't really know where to go from here, guys, to be honest with you. So yeah, I just don't know what the next step is going to be, because I've got to figure out how to do the gas lines, and then even if I get that done though, it's still not staying running. And I think it helped moving the distributor back a little bit, because I'm trying to like pull it back, like it's hitting on this guy, but pulling it back a little bit did help kind of it run longer, but it's still having some issue. So guys, I think that's gonna do it for today's episode. And I don't know, I would really like to finish this car, but I just don't know kind of where to go at this point. Like, my enthusiasm is still high for it, but I just, like, I don't know what to do. So I'll keep looking and see if I can figure something out. I really have appreciated all you guys' support and everything. And I'm not saying that I'm done with it, but I got to think on what I can do next. Because I really do want to try and get this running on my own if I can. Because it's a fun challenge. It's fun to do, but it may end up kind of being beyond my skill level at this time. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's all for today, folks. I appreciate you tuning in and watching, and I hope you guys are having a great time, and whatever projects you're working on, I hope they're also working out too. I appreciate you watching, and you guys have a good one.